and welcome to Pick Up the Mic, Harvest Church's premier podcast. And I am Mike Reiner, the lead pastor. Normally with me in my sidekick,
Top Shelf Will
Land, who's the executive pastor. But we've taken a step up. We have this lovely lady who is, you guys might know her, she's the part-time co-host of Tina Talks.
Yes, I'm Mandy.
Mandy Reedy. She's also my oldest youngin'.
Yes, and
sprang forth from my wife's body.
Thank you for making that creepy.
Yeah, that was weird.
Starting out creepy. 30 seconds in and we're going creepy. Okay.
So we got a special show today. Because I just want to use video to show two ideas.
Okay.
And then we can philosophize about them. And I think it'll be helpful for everybody. I hope so.
Yeah.
Do you feel ready to help everybody?
I'm going to help everyone.
Sunshine is also here to help everybody.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that on the Enneagram, I am the helper? That's my personality type.
I think the Enneagram might be a demonic device.
Can I say something? You are a challenger. I know this.
Yeah,
and the challengers think the Enneagram is dumb and reject it. Yeah. So just read you like a book.
So
you're an 8. He's an 8, obviously.
Well, it's not fair. The thing is, it has its own protective skin. If you don't like it, they call
challenger.
you saying it
because
defines
you have
well.
other aspects that make you a challenger.
Right.
It's fine.
Well, I got a couple things I want to cover today. Something I've been kicking around and teasing. One is the influence of just, it's because the internet, I think, is growing. The just bad Protestant preaching. Now, I'm not talking about bad sermons by good pastors. There's tons of those. But I'm talking about bad theology. Mm-hmm. And I also want to talk about the cultural things going on there. So, are you ready to talk cultural things?
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
So, we're going to start with, did you know that Willow Creek, do you know what Willow Creek Church is?
It sounds familiar.
Okay, you don't know.
Well, just give me a little update. I can't keep track of all these things.
It was in the 90s, and perhaps started in the late 80s, I think it was 90s, first seeker-sensitive church.
Was that Tim Keller's church?
No, it wasn't Tim Keller. It was Bill Hybels. He came out with the idea that people don't go to church because church isn't what unbelievers want to go to, which, duh. So he surveyed a bunch of people, and they decided to do church like this. They'd have dramatic plays. They'd play secular music that people like to sing, and they'd have little. They didn't have sermons. They replaced them with little talks. Mm-hmm. And then they said the Christians will go to church on Wednesday or Thursday and learn Christian-y things. But of course, the Sunday show was so amazing that no one would go to the other ones. Mm-hmm. And it grew to like 30,000 people overnight. And then it started spinning off pastors. A lot of them are decent guys like Lee Strobel. But no one, and I'm sure no one wants to talk bad about it, but at the same time, it wasn't making disciples. And it set free a lot of churches to plant churches and do whatever they wanted with churches. I'm all for creativity in churches, but I believe in the regulatory principle, don't you?
Yes, of course I know what that is and believe it.
So then
I'm middle shelf, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
It means that there's things in the scripture that are essential to churches that they should do because they're in the scripture.
Because they literally say do this at church.
Well, you also see it. There's not as much instruction in the Bible for how to do church as we might like, but I think God left that so we would be creative. But you have to have the apostles' teaching and preaching. You have to have leadership. You have to meet regularly. You have to pray, and you have to praise God and sing. And these are the kind of things you do. But the creativity just took off, and even Harvest, when it was first planted, was in the Willow Creek Association.
So is that like non-denominational? Is that like the original non-denominational?
Well, yeah. Well, no, it's not the only one, but it definitely made everyone want to do it, because if you can put a lot of people in the seats, people will try it. And I'm not a fan of Willow Creek. In fact, when I got here, I pulled us out.
Good.
I said, we don't want to be in that association. No. What happened was I saw some guys walk around with a TNIV Bible. some of our leaders. And I said, where'd you get that? Oh, we get sent from Willow Creek. And I'm like, we're not doing TNIV here. So don't you...
Is that like the gender neutral Bible?
Yes, today's NIV. It was their first shot at a gender neutral. And then I quit why are we in their association? So we pulled out. And but then they did this big study, I don't know, about 15 years ago, and they found out that they weren't making any disciples. So then they tried to retool things. But at the same time, Bill Hybel had become so famous, he would put on these leadership seminars and get some of the top business people from around the world that I don't think they really could do what they needed to do. And then Bill Hybel started sleeping with the wrong people, and he lost his job a few years ago. But
as so often happens,
just
sleep with the right person, and your life will be better.
Men,
put it on.
To her.
Women too. Put it on a shirt.
Because they do have to sleep with a woman they shouldn't sleep with. But
sleep with the right person.
I'm saying pastoral leaders sleep with the right person,
and your life will be easier and better.
You want that on a T-shirt?
Put it on a postcard. Slap it on a tattoo.
Put on tattoo. Put it right here. Say, identify the person you're sleeping with. And put a picture of your wife there.
Does it look like this?
Is this her? Wait a minute.
Stop it. Stop it right now.
Oh my God. So, but then they also early on said, if you're not willing to submit as a man to a woman's, as a pastor over you, then you need to leave this church.
Okay.
So we're going to just start there. I won't give as much lead in, but here's these two ladies talking here. Mm-hmm. One of them is the very first teaching pastor that they used. And I just want you to hear what they say and react to it. And Sunshine, since I'm outnumbered by the ladies, you are free to just chime in whenever you want.
Okay.
So you're reacting, okay? You can react during.
Is this going to be one of those things where it shows our face while we watch the video?
I hope so.
We'll see. Those are like, okay, I was
so
about to openly mock them. Yeah. Okay, let me get my face ready.
But you can also talk and interrupt. You can stop the video if you want, but you don't have to.
Yeah. Normally they can only see you while the video's playing if you're talking.
There you go.
Okay, that's better. You know how those videos on Instagram where it's like a person watching
react. Yes.
I just want everyone at home to know that Sunshine is the one who makes that magic happen after we're done.
Yeah, don't do that.
We're telling you guys the tricks.
Unless you're talking over the video, because sometimes Mike and Will talk over the video, and then I'll put
Mike and Will do that.
So you can do it too. Is what I'm saying.
Yes,
you don't
you're
have to stop
do
it. Matter of fact, none of these videos,
whenever you want.
None of these videos are so profound, really, that you have to stop them. Unless you're just so offended you want to go on a screen, which you can.
A screen.
All right, hit it. Let's hit the first one. Two ladies talking from Willow Creek.
How we see God also influences how we see ourselves. We profess that we all bear the image of God, but how can we see God in ourselves if we don't see ourselves in God? If God is only male, if God is only white, what possibilities does that limit for those of us whose identity markers are different?
Is her face
What
crooked?
power structure does that establish in our world?
I was actually thinking about that.
In her book, God is a Black Woman, Christina Cleveland writes about how this narrow view restricts our imagination. She says, we are unable to imagine a God who proclaims Black Lives Matter, a God who says Me Too, a God who stands not atop the social hierarchy, but at the bottom with the people who have been cast aside, silenced, and forgotten. When God is solely male, he can only show up as Father Sky God, who is nowhere near us. This week, I heard the story of a woman and her 6-year-old daughter, and the child was home from Sunday school and reporting to her mother what she learned about God. And over, she referred to God as he. And her mom asked, why are you saying he, Ashley? She said, because God's a man, Mommy. But why is God a man? And Ashley thought for a moment, and she said, I guess because that's what God thought was the best thing to be.
Oh, yeah.
Which made me really sad.
I love that
Mom,
little girl.
I'm curious, did you ever think about introducing your daughters to a feminine expression of God, or is this kind of new territory for you?
This is totally new territory for me. I was raised and always thought of God as my father. However, I really wanted my daughters to both have a rich, robust, accurate picture of who God is. And I was thinking this morning that if we had hidden a blank sheet of white paper under your seats, don't look because we didn't do this, but if we would have done that and spread out some crayons, and we said, draw a picture of what you think of when you hear the name God.
That's against the first commandment,
because
by the way.
we're all forming
exactly.
some kind
I had
of
the same
picture
thought.
of who God is. I think it's a
We're the same.
lifelong quest. And none of us has a completely full or accurate picture or understanding of God. Our individual portraits really depend
do
a
like
lot
our
on
glasses.
the lens we bring to it, on our stories,
I would wear them.
and what we've experienced in our journey toward or away from God.
That was real dumb. My IQ actually did drop just now, and there wasn't a whole lot. Like, I don't have as much to, lose as you and Will. It's lower. My number's lower.
No, it isn't. It isn't
No,
lower.
it's fine.
Yes.
Who called God Father? Who? Who was it? Who said, Father, pray like this, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Who said that again? I forgot. Was it someone important?
It was the white sky god.
It was
She said, Father
white-
Sky God.
It was the white male, Jesus, with beautiful brown skin, actually, according to Beth Moore. But
Oh,
I don't know.
beautiful
That was
brown.
like so ridiculous.
Jesus was definitely, people don't like to hear him.
It doesn't matter what-
Jesus was a white dude because he's a Jew. But listen,
Yeah.
got it?
Beautiful brown skin.
This is the kind of stupidity that enters in once you start to slide on the text, which says that the men should be pastored by the men. What's often missed there is she said if you put a white sheet of paper and crayons, you could all draw a picture. That's all, women always have those kind of ideas.
Well, it's creating God in your own image.
But there is creativity and color in that, right?
Yeah, it's a chickish thing. Men aren't going to say to do that.
I feel like a child if you gave me a
Yeah.
white piece of paper and crayons. But you are correct. It's idolatry. But she's not saying do that. God is not a male because he's not biological. But it's ridiculous what they're saying.
I think she said that about crayons, though, because she's trying to say, if you go back to your childlike state before you
Yes.
learned things,
What do you think God is?
what would you picture?
And actually, she made a good point. But the whole conversation was ridiculous.
Yes.
This person's learning from a book called God is a Black Woman, which is, the difference between God and a black woman? One of them's a black
Everything.
woman, and the other one's God.
Even like if God is a black woman, they're saying he's limited because we see him as a white male. Is a
Yes,
black woman
that's
not
right.
just as limited?
Right? No, yeah, and then it's insulting because he's not just a white male. Oh, I don't know why he has to be white, but he's not just a male. He's Father Sky God, as if the image of God given to us in the Bible is he's Father Sky God. So then if it's going to be a woman one, I'm going to call it Nurse Cratchit, the oppressive, domineering female nurse from the sky. I don't know. Okay, let's go to the next video. We're just having some fun with Church in America, which is University Presbyterian Church in San
Oh, boy.
Antonio.
Oh boy.
University Presbyterian Church in San Antonio.
This book is called A Church for All, and there will be pictures up on the screen as well. I want you to pay attention to all the different kinds of people that we will see in this book today, and all the different kinds of families that we will see today.
All the
And
kinds of
really,
families.
Take note of the diversity of God's people and God's people, especially who come to church. Okay? So this is called A Church
You see her
for
rainbow
All.
earrings.
Yes, I just saw them.
A Church for
There's
All.
rainbows, I see them.
Sunday waking.
Look at that.
This is a family. What does it look like they're doing?
Looks like
Having breakfast.
They're not a
it
family.
looks like they've enslaved a
who
white
had
guy to
breakfast
make
today?
him cook for them.
Good.
There were white slaves, They still exist, apparently.
Day is breaking.
Look, they're holding
Does
hands.
this look like people
Well,
are
they
kind
could be
of
friends,
coming
you know.
out?
Yeah, I'm
and
sure that's
They're
all it
probably
is.
This person
supposed
looks
to be
like they're blow
friends.
drying their hair. Who blow dried their hair this morning?
They are blow drying their hair.
There's two of those people blowing drying.
Yeah.
Let's go to our Church for All.
You're not supposed to notice.
This was all of us this
She
morning,
doesn't even
right?
point
Going,
out how
Let's go to our Church for All.
there's no
Let's do it.
monochrome.
Church bells ringing.
Every picture has different colored people,
joyful
even the
noises.
families.
Look at all of
Because
these
God
different
forbid two
kinds
people
of
with the same
people
color
coming
get
to
married.
church
That wouldn't be
together.
Well, I
right.
haven't even seen a
Coming
heterosexual
to
couple,
worship
so
God
Well,
together.
that
have to
guy
adopt.
might be.
There is, isn't there?
Because the lady behind him
They
might
have
be
a
his
rainbow
wife
like
who's
we have a rainbow.
no, I
riding
think
the
those are
bike.
different ages.
Choir singing. Did we hear a choir today? Laughing voices. Have we heard laughing today?
There's a wheelchair. You got to remember the wheelchair.
Now
people.
we did.
I like
now we
wheelchair
did.
Other abled.
other abled.
Candles glowing. Do we have candles glowing in our church?
See, that's another gay couple.
All right, you can stop
There's
this
no
mess.
there's no heterosexual couples there
So
at that
now,
church.
this is a book that does not mention,
God.
well, I'm sure it does not mention gay marriage at
Right.
all.
Yeah.
But there's gay marriage all over it.
There's gay families.
Gay families. It does not mention skin color, which I don't care that much about that. But they make sure that all the skin colors are mixed up.
Yeah.
And then they present everything as the norm. 2 girls, 2 women walk around holding hands.
Different colored skin.
A white guy and a black guy flipping.
No, the white guy was clearly doing the work.
He was doing the work, as should be, because he's been oppressing the black people for
now
so
it's his
long.
turn and he should pay them reparations also.
Yes, he probably does pay them reparations.
He probably does.
Are you saying that he's the guy with a job and the black guy's on welfare?
No, I wasn't
You
going to go there.
racist!
I wasn't going to
You're
go there. I
racist!
saw you going there and I was like,
my.
don't stop. Don't do it.
And I went there.
It happened.
Okay, you could go to church in San Antonio and run into that. Or you could go see Pastor Albert Tate in California. You're going to like Pastor Albert.
Oh, boy.
You could see Pastor Albert. I like to call him
I feel
Al.
like we got a lot of satanic Christians.
Yes, we do. Amen.
We got a lot of Christians that have taken the posture and the pace and the role of Satan, and they're making it about them.
Preach it.
With no consideration for anybody else other than themselves.
Come on now.
Their opinion, their perspective.
That's right.
So we're taking a position on guns, and our positions have become satanic
What?
Yes.
because there's no consideration for anybody else other than ourselves.
Yes, guns.
We're taking our
Guns are
position on
the
abortion,
issue.
Abortion.
and we've made it satanic because we're not giving any consideration
That's true.
for any other perspectives.
You're not wrong.
I know you don't like the way that sounded. Because it's all way more nuanced.
Oh
It's
my
all
gosh,
layered.
The word nuance.
And God
please.
says, I care about everybody that's affected.
You know who says nuance?
I care about the woman and
Beta
the choice
males.
that she has to struggle to make.
Word.
Betas.
The fact that she even, number one, feels like she can make that choice. And number two, what kind of situation and circumstances have forced her to have to make that choice?
Okay. So he's for abortion.
I mean, I was with them. There's a satanic side that has a satanic
Well,
view on
yeah,
abortion that is
well,
selfish and not thinking of others.
He
That
doesn't.
is true.
You're looking at it all wrong. If you don't give a woman a choice, and if you let her carry a gun, you are on Satan's side.
I don't understand. I'm going to be straight with you. I don't understand the gun argument. How is that? That's stupid. They're
Well,
both stupid. Okay.
Guns kill people.
But why are guns? Yes.
And you, as a
You're right.
satanic Christian, believe people should have guns
To protect myself against killer men.
and
with guns.
not and be able to abort your baby, because that's God's side.
Apparently.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Don't go to church in San Antonio, I guess, or don't go to California with
Yeah, I
Albert
was going to
Tate.
say California.
Okay. Now I got 2 ladies, of course they're preacherettes, giving us they're both Lutherans, and apparently it was because Lutherans go through a liturgy, so they preach on the same thing every Lutheran church normally in America. So I got 2 of them because both of them were entertaining. So we're going to start out with Dogs and Bread Evangelical Lutheran Church in America preacher. I didn't know her name, this one, but I think you're going to love her.
Okay.
I know I do.
So she asks him to heal her daughter, and Jesus responds by calling her a This has been my favorite Bible story for a very
Now,
I mean, I guess
stop
she's
right
not
there a
wrong.
minute. Stop right there. I got to say, guys at home, Sunshine beeped out that word.
No, she beeped it afterwards.
No. She beeped it out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In the future, she beeped it out, so when they're hearing
Oh,
this,
yeah.
it's
Oh,
beeped
yeah.
out.
You hear it before I add the beep.
Yeah, so she's beeped that out, but it rhymes with itch, and it means,
Female dog.
let's call her a wife dog. A beautiful wife dog, yes. Okay, move on.
It used to be because it's such a blatant example of the humanity of Jesus. He screws up bigger here
Oh my
than
gosh,
in
I
any
can't.
story I know. She pursues him. She corners him. Her daughter is sick, possessed, unwell.
These last 2 preachers have cadence.
This woman has heard
They all are actually,
What
I think,
this
have been
man
good
can do.
speakers.
Yeah, good communicators.
Yeah.
she is desperate.
She's
She has
desperate. This one has,
Nothing.
if you're listening and not looking, she has the trappings.
So she asks him to
She's
heal
got
her
pipe
daughter,
organ
and
behind
Jesus
her.
responds
Yeah, that organ's awesome.
by calling her a. He said to her, "Let the children be fed first." He is referring here to the children of Israel, to the Jews. So far, they have been the entire
we can stop.
focus
We
of
can
his
stop this lady. So she's actually technically, I guess you could make an argument that if the woman's a female and Jesus implies she's a dog, but that's not what this lady's doing. She's going to say Jesus called her that name, which is clearly meant to be a cuss word. What do you think of that? You like that lady?
No, it's making me squirmy. She's going to get like struck by lightning. She said Jesus messed up real big.
Screwed up. Jesus screwed up real big. So she has a Jesus. Let's stop talking about the Martin Luther. When he came and spoke, his big change was if you went to the Catholic Church, you might not hear a sermon, or you might hear the whole Mass in Latin and maybe some in your own language. But Martin Luther would preach long sermons in plain language, not top shelf. He went down and put it on the lower shelf. And it was his preaching that moved people. Mm-hmm. That is now you have a liturgical service. Some woman marches out and murders the Bible.
Well, you've departed from the Bible.
You might as well be go back to being Catholics, the Lutherans, because Luther is not happy.
Yeah, but Catholics would never say that about Jesus.
That's what I'm saying, though.
She should be a pagan. You don't believe the Bible.
Well,
you don't think Jesus was even a good person,
you don't have
let
to believe
alone
anything.
perfect.
You don't have to believe anything to be a Catholic, but that's okay.
They revere Jesus and
The
Mary.
Pope does. Yeah, they do. But trust me, I
Matt
was
Walsh
one.
does, you know.
I got family who are atheists who go to the Catholic Church.
I don't know if those are good Catholics.
They're not good Catholics.
If you listen to
most Catholics aren't devout. There's
the
like
ones
two.
I know are like the Daily Wire dudes.
Yeah.
They'll call Jesus our Lord.
Right. But
And their voice kind of gets a little softer.
But they're willing to live with all the lies of the Catholic Church, but they think they're very sincere. That's nice. Most Catholics aren't them. Most Catholics do not care what is taught. I hate to say that.
I don't know. I mean,
And if this offends some Catholics, then prove me wrong and start paying attention to what your church teaches, and then you can.
Or read the Bible, I guess.
No, don't read the Bible. You will not learn what your church teaches if you read the Bible. You'll learn the wrong thing. Okay, but the Lutherans are worse than that. Might as well stay Catholic. At least they do have the Bible there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's keep rolling because I've got myself in trouble with the Lutherans and the Catholics.
Which has never happened before ever.
Now we have Reverend Darla, our Lord's.
And among the things Jesus says, or James says, is that we shall show no partiality. And James draws a lot of this from the Sermon on the Mount, as Matthew records it, or it's sometimes called the Sermon on the Plain, as Luke records it. But he draws a lot from Jesus' teachings, especially from that Sermon on the Mount. There was a certain kind of prejudice going on. And that brings me to our gospel. Because if you were listening carefully to that gospel, Jesus himself showed partiality. He was worn out and exhausted and had tried to get away. He wanted a time of solitude, and someone comes to him for help. And he feels strongly that he is called to his own people, to the people of the house of Israel. And so he tells this woman, I don't have anything for you. This is not for you. But this woman talks back to Jesus when he shows partiality. And she says, even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table. And Jesus, wow, when she talks back, he is transformed. He sees things differently.
Stop right there.
I made a mouth noise.
Leave it up there for a minute, because what the heck is behind her? Like a pig?
It's
supposed to be communion. What is that tall that's in the communion stuff? She
I
must.
didn't even notice that. I was looking at the fish.
I mean, must have a dog under there or something. Probably it's a dog. It's gonna run out.
What? It didn't move though.
Oh, okay.
It's like a box, a
So,
chest.
so here's the arrogance here.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
This witch she's a sweet witch, but she's a witch because she's teaching witchcraft. She is saying that Jesus was he's so tired.
Yeah, he was just real tired.
He snapped. Dang, woman, leave me alone. You ain't even a Jew. So the woman taught Jesus, and he was
transformed.
What do you think of that?
I think she's going to get struck by lightning. I'm like worried about these people.
You should. But here's the thing to really worry about. What in that text, Jesus says to the woman, yes, he says she wants healing for her daughter, and he says, why should I help you? You're not a Jew. That's pretty much what his point is. I'm not going to take the children's bread and give it to dogs. And she says, even the dogs. Apparently these people think Jesus is incapable of is, to use your beta male word, nuance. They think he's incapable of sarcasm. They think he's incapable of a tone of voice. And we don't know how he said it, but in all likelihood, knowing his character and knowing the woman's response, there was definitely it was in the midst of a conversation, and who knows what went before, and he wasn't making a mistake because he was tired.
Well, he's perfect. So if you come, and he never sinned, so if you come to the story with that presupposition that you already are holding in your brain, which they aren't, obviously, then you're going to interpret it a different way. Like, there's different ways that you can say a phrase. And, he did come to the house of Israel.
Yes. Yeah. And let's say even if he said it rudely, which I don't think he did, then rudeness was what was required in that moment. You don't go and say that Jesus was evil. Right. Or dumb or needed to learn, because then there's no Jesus. So people go to these churches who think they're Christians.
That's really sad.
It's very sad. It's because the sheep are being battered and abused in the place. I know a person who went to church and let me know she's finally a Christian, and her faith is completely, I don't know if she knows Christ at all, because she went to a church like this, and the priestette told her everything. And as far as women pastors and women priests go, you might say, well, I know of a woman pastor who's saved. You probably do.
Or has a good ministry, or has done
good
things.
But I want you to know something. The evangelical church, the Bible-believing evangelical church, including its denominations, like many Baptist denominations, not the Southern Baptist, thank God, but many Baptist denominations, the American Baptists went down this road a long time ago, and they're not turning back. The Evangelical Free denomination, the Christian Missionary Alliance denomination, all within the last 20 to 30 years, some even more recent, have decided that it's okay for the church to have women pastors. They're not going to disfellowship over that. And I think if you're a Christian today, this is going to be the most embarrassing intramural fight. Like, in other words, when you're around Christians, not unbelievers, when you say a woman shouldn't be a pastor, Christians are going to be embarrassed to say that. And I wanted to urge everyone who's listening, if you love Jesus, check the Bible. If you need my help, I'll help you check the Bible. See what it says. If you're 100% convinced that women should be pastors, fine. I hope you find a nice church.
You're not going to like it here.
Well, you might like it, but you might say they're wrong about that. But I won't let you teach or anything, that's for sure. You can come here if you want. But most likely, if you look at it honestly, just like the church has for 2,000 years, you will see that there is a prohibition on the position of elder or pastor for women. Women should not shepherd the men. And you must be bold, Christian.
There's also a prohibition on like certain men. Like,
oh yeah,
it says husband of one wife.
Well, and even so, if men aren't apt to teach, or if they don't have the gifts, that not everyone's called to be the pastor. It's so what's happening here is you have, why are women pastors?
Because of feminism.
You want to expound on that?
Well, because we are like just swimming in a cultural soup that says that women can do anything men can do. In fact, women can probably do it better. I don't know why, but that's what they say. So if a woman can do anything a man can do, why can't a woman be a pastor?
That's exactly right. It's the power dynamic. We live in a country that's been attacked by a Marxist power dynamic. And feminism is a Marxist power dynamic. The idea is women are victims. All women, by virtue of being female, are victims of all males. Mm-hmm. Therefore, they need to rise up and take power.
Yeah.
And it's not godly, it's satanic. It has nothing to do with godliness. And neither here nor there. Let's see I want to show you a couple more really bad examples, and then we'll turn to more. This is going to end happy. You're going to be.
Oh, I like happy endings.
We're going to have a lot of happy things that you're going to like.
Good.
But first, we need a little more ugliness. We have. It's not just the Lutheran Church. It's not just the Willow Creeks. It's not just.
Are you going to show someone I love?
Not yet.
Oh
no.
Boy. Oh, okay.
I want to show just the Anglican.
You're going to break my heart.
The Anglican Church, the Episcopal Church in America is gone. If you're going to an Episcopalian church, most likely you're not getting the gospel.
They're the rainbow ones, aren't they?
Oh man, they've gone.
They have rainbows on their.
They've gone even farther. Their leader is their great grand poobah is like a lesbian, and they're into that sort of thing, and they come from the Church of England, Anglicanism. And Anglicanism has spawned some good churches, but now the church in Britain is dying.
Yeah.
Even though there's some good conservative churches, there's not many. And the head of the Church of England is actually the king, and he just said that from now on, our nation is a nation of multi-religions. So he's actually killed it. But it was been dying long ago. So I just want to show you a guy, a citizen journalist, showing you some Anglican pride.
Okay.
With quotes around the word pride. Yeah.
Well, we've had a bit of a laugh and a joke about this event. But genuinely, I've got goosebumps as to how sick and upset I am right now. That is a child. That is a Church of England church, and it has been taken over by a drag queen and a load of LGBTQIA nutters, essentially, who have infested their way into what is meant to be a godly space. Beer is being served. I'm assuming drugs are being taken. Fornication is taking place. If Jesus was here, he would not come down and embrace these people. He would flip the tables and tell them to get out and leave, because it's a sacred space.
Gentlemen, can I ask you, what are you doing?
I'm here utterly disgusted by what I'm looking at, mate.
Okay, well, if you're disgusted what you look at, then I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Well, I'm going to document how disgusted I am.
Well,
and you're complicit in it. This is a church. You understand that? This is a church.
I will ask you to leave.
What are your opinion on this? You think it's acceptable?
It's not up to me. I'm just security, right? I'm doing what I'm told.
Do you think Jesus would ask me to leave?
I'm not Jesus.
You're not Jesus. But Jesus Christ would throw these people out. Jesus Christ would turn around and say, these people are satanic, they are disgusting, and they have taken over this place, this godly location. And I'm disgusted and appalled that you are complicit. You are complicit in the downfall of humanity.
Leave now.
Don't you touch me.
Oh my gosh, this guy's so bold.
You can radio what you want. I will leave on my own accord, but you are complicit in this disgusting takeover of our church, of our institution. These people are possessed by demons. Disgusting.
Leave now.
Absolutely disgusting. I will leave, but just know that you are responsible for defending this.
That's fine with me.
This is a Christian country. This is our country. I am utterly disgusted by this.
I'm paid to do a job. I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's pathetic. You're pathetic. You're utterly pathetic. You have no morals. You're a coward, sir. You're a coward and a traitor to our country. A traitor. Thank you.
Okay.
Was that guy like really short?
He was short. What did you think of that?
That guy's very bold. Is he in prison?
Listen, let me tell you something. When the whole culture believes lies, the man telling the truth looks like a madman. And we have to be willing to do that. America is not as far down the road as England. England, by the way, we could go off just on England, which I don't want to do right now. But
there's pride parades like that in America.
Right. But England, they'll arrest you
That's what I mean. Is that guy in prison?
Well,
they're not free to do that in England.
No, but that wasn't a police. That was a security guard. But no, in England, you're not allowed to say those sorts of things. But the point I'm getting at is when he looks like a madman, but he's the one speaking the truth.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to get to the point where you're so mad, but I feel that guy. I can't say I wouldn't be the same way, and I appreciate what he said. But he's right. What would Jesus do if you said, this is our holy space, come in to our worship space and bring a drag queen with you? Anyway.
It's like the Israelites when Moses was up on the mountain and they were like worshiping their idol and fornicating.
Exactly.
Fornicating, which we just learned the definition of.
That's right. That's exactly what it was. In fact, Ezekiel, in Ezekiel, God says, this is going to be sick, but it's in the Bible. He's talking to Israel. He says, when you were born, whoever gave birth to you just threw you by the roadside. They didn't even cut the cord, and you laid there in your mess and in your blood. This is in Ezekiel. I'm not making it up. He said, but I came and I found you, and I cleaned you up, and I raised you into a woman, and I put a crown on your head. I put bracelets on you. I gave you jewels. I put beautiful clothing on you. He also said I put a ring in your nose, but I'm hoping it's just the one nostril.
Yeah,
because,
not the septum. Like, please no.
Please no. But he pretty much says, I made you beautiful, and I made you wealthy, and I made you wonderful. And now what you do to me is you sleep with every man who goes by. It says, and this is in the Bible, it's a direct quote, you open your legs to passersby. He says, other women...
I'm sorry.
It's in the Bible.
I'm listening.
He says, other women get paid to do this. You pay your men. And then he says, and you've wasted all your wealth and all your sex. He's using sex as idolatry,
right.
not as actual
like
sex.
A metaphor.
He says, you've used it on the high places.
But they did actually have sex during their idolatry.
Sometimes. But the point you're getting at is correct.
You just like made it like a little more.
It wasn't me. It was Ezekiel.
And
it was God.
Caustic.
God wrote that.
God wrote it.
And you know what? When he called Ezekiel, he says, when you preach, these people aren't going to listen, but you preach it anyway. He says, if you don't preach, the blood's on your hands. Even though they'll be punished, the blood's on your hands. But if you do preach and they don't listen, it's on them. And that's what that guy ended up saying to that guy. He said, I want you to know it's on you.
Was he right, though? I mean, that was just some random
Yes,
security.
He was right.
I mean, if that guy was the pastor, for sure.
Well, listen, what he said is true, though. They have a state church. The king or the queen is the head of the church. They're all supposed to be Anglicans. In any case, I want to throw one... I got a tranny teaching kids in a PCOSA tour. Let's cut that one out.
Fun. Oh yeah, let's cut that out.
Just because Mandy can't take much more.
No, I'm fine.
But I want to.
That last one did make me squirmy because I had secondhand embarrassment for him because of how uncomfortable I was imagining he must be.
He was not uncomfortable.
He's like my hero, obviously, but I was just like.
He was hammering it. He was ticked.
He was ticked, which helps.
Yeah, it helps. Okay, let's show the tranny teaching kids.
Okay, great. Okay.
And so I want all of you to try to notice the trans in you. So, and so I just want to talk to you a little bit about what trans remembrance and trans
Presbyterian Church USA.
To mean.
You take your kids to church and they get
during this week,
a woman with a beard.
Okay, so
what
that's
I remember. You can turn around once you're not breaking. I'm thinking about how I remember that I learned to love myself when I realized that I was trans. There's a verse in the Bible that says, God knew us from the very beginning.
Look at the dress on that little girl.
Of who we would become.
She's adorable.
Can y'all tell me what you think love is? What is love to you?
I think love is when you're loved, it makes someone feel grateful about themselves.
Oh, okay. That was such a good answer.
Okay, by the way, the kid will be the only one who says anything true in the whole video.
It really just means to go
Look at the moms, how happy they are to have their kids up there.
To do what's
this is child abuse.
And I didn't know that until
This is
I
child
became trans.
abuse. These kids
And
shouldn't
so
have to
trans
worry about what a
awareness for me
trans
this
is
week
at this
really
age.
Talks about my faith, and it makes me think
But
about the
when
things
they-
I don't see, the beyondness I don't see. And so I
Beyondness,
want all of you
I don't know what that means,
to
so
try
I'm
to
gonna be
notice the
honest.
trans in you. So when you're
What does that
with your
mean?
friends,
That doesn't
what
mean
can you do
anything.
that's nice for them that maybe you wouldn't normally do. When you're home, maybe you could put your toys away without your mom
Why
having
is that
to
the
ask you
trans
to
in
do it.
you?
But what? But whatever you do, just make sure you do it in love. And remember that you are beautiful, you are strong, you are smart, and you are love. Okay?
Thank you for the ripoff of the book, The Help. There.
Well, you know what I was just thinking. I don't know what pronoun to use for that individual, but the individual said
it
you are love.
She.
That's a woman. She definitely looks like a dude.
That's
but
what makes them trannies. You can have a beard too.
I don't necessarily like the word tranny.
What should I call them?
Trans identifying.
They're trannies.
They
Anyway, go
identify
on.
as trans because trans is not a real thing.
I don't care what they identify. as.
Anyways,
tranny
the
is not a
person-
bad word. It's just
I just
a word.
don't. I don't know why. I just don't like it.
It means
The individual-
transmission.
The individual said you are love, right? Or did she
I
say
think-
loved?
I don't care.
Who else is love? God.
Well, yes. Well, there.
Am I? It seems like you think I'm doing a stretch. It sounds to me like, find the God in me.
Yeah.
Find the trans in me.
Find the trans
I
in me.
choose my reality.
That first lady.
I make my own
That
self.
first lady, when we had the two women, she said, "I don't see how you can see God in you unless you can see yourself in God, or whatever."
Which I
she
was
said.
like, is that logical?
No, she's full
No.
of crud.
What's that logical fallacy where you're like comparing an apple and an orange?
So yes,
It's something. There's a word for it.
I call it apples and oranges.
No, it's something.
Okay.
Will would know, but he's not here.
He's not here to do his job.
I'm sitting in his chair.
I like you better. So let's move on.
Good.
I want you to hear a gay hymn.
Oh my gosh.
There is a gay hymn. Yes, all this is out there for the world to enjoy, by the way. The words are going to be on the screen. If you cannot see the screen because you're listening, I will try to read it if I can see it from here. We do
Well, is
have
someone gonna sing it? Okay.
for gay, bi, and straight, a place at the table, invited to wed, to baptize and preach, a rainbow of race and gender and color, for queer, trans, and what's that last
It
one?
says ace. What's ace?
It's probably something new. And God will delight when we are creators of justice and joy. Sing along, everybody. God will delight
I can't even say that.
when we are creators of justice and joy. And at the same time, these people are walking up,
Getting communion.
getting their little wafers right in front of a very traditional looking pews in church.
That is so, like, this is giving me the ick. Like, I need
Shouldn't
to take
you
a
just-
shower when I go home.
It just makes you want to throw up.
It's just so icky. It's like the uncanny valley.
I want
It's like
you
it's trying
guys
to be a person, but it's not a
I
person.
want you guys to know this is happening all over your country, especially in the cities. You have people going to these as church. It used to be a strange thing. Now it's becoming a normal thing. Let's skip the gay priest.
Yeah.
You guys have had enough.
Yeah. Gay priests aren't new.
But I do want to show you one more thing, and this is going to move us to America, and that's to James Talarico. You know James Talarico? He's running for Senate in Texas.
Okay, which one is he? What gimmick did he do?
Well, he's actually an ordained pastor. He went to seminary.
Is he the one who does the mushrooms? The thing from Joe Rogan, the Ibogaine. Is he the Ibogaine guy?
I don't know if he did Ibogaine. You may know more about him than I do.
There's some guy from Texas who.
Well,
forget it. I don't know who he is.
I'd compare him more to Adrian Warnock, the senator.
I know who that is.
The senator from Georgia. Who believes in abortion.
He's bad.
So these guys are both coming at us like Baptists and like saying they're Baptists, which is one of the most solid names for whether you like their style or not. They normally stick to the Bible they used to.
Yeah.
And there's going to be people who say, yeah, this is Christian to me. So let's play James Talarico, wherever he is.
I'm always so so thrilled when I get invited, to the Diwali festival. I think I've gone 2 years in a row now.
The Diwali festival. It's an Indian festival.
Also have gotten a chance to speak at some of our local mosques, and I find such wisdom and comfort and inspiration from faith traditions all over the world. And I find that they're all kind of equal pathways to truth.
He reminds me of Pope.
I always think of all the world's
Leo.
faith traditions as like a circle.
He says
with,
the same.
That divine mystery of the universe in the middle, and we all have different names for that mystery, right? Whether it's God or Yahweh or Allah or Nirvana, the Great Spirit, whatever you call it. This is all different pathways to the same kind of fundamental truth of reality. So yeah, it's something it's how I try to stay grounded and stay rooted.
So the issue with me isn't that he believes stupid things. It's that he says he's an ordained pastor. And again, I want to say this to the Catholics out there. That's what your Pope believes. He's already said as much. And he believes that the faith traditions of the Muslims are wonderful and beautiful. And the great difficulty is the Bible. The Bible makes a bold, exclusive, and even offensive claim that there is no other way except Christ, and all other gods have demons behind them.
And what's interesting is, actually, if you only believe the red letters of what Jesus said, then you're still going to be upset, because Jesus said, "I'm the way, the truth, the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me." That's right. So it's really Jesus you're mad at.
Yes. Well, actually, anyone who doesn't believe in God hates Jesus, hates God. They just don't. Their teeth are quickly bared. All you got to do is explain to them what Jesus really says, and they'll say, "Well, I don't like that one." And there it is. They hate God. And they do hate God. That man hates God. Here's the distressing thing, and perhaps it's the warning to everyone out there. It used to be the wacko Christians were easier to set off in the corner. Now they've invaded not just mainstream denominations like the evangelical Lutherans, like the United Methodists, like the United Church of Christ, like the Presbyterians USA. But those guys have gone full-blown rainbow, right? And Neapolitan ice cream and all that stuff. Whereas you got now the Baptists, a good number of Baptists, they're softened. And they're even moving towards women pastors, and every church historically that has taken that step always ends with sexual deviance. That's
but not
great.
Always the Pentecostals, right? Because the Pentecostals are like the Wild West of theology.
Well, I would just say the exception to the rule was probably the Assemblies of God. But even then, no matter what they teach, almost all their female pastors are the wives of the main guy.
Yeah, they're like couples.
And there's a lot of good saved Pentecostals, but there's also more excesses of Pentecostals that go the wrong way with women preachers, like that Paula White clown who President Trump likes. She said God told her to divorce her husband, and you don't want to trust her. So I wouldn't defend them either, but you're right, they haven't necessarily gone that direction yet. But every serious theological group that takes that step ends up.
What's creepy to me, this is a little bit of a rabbit trail, but I'm your daughter. It's adjacent. What's creepy to me is now we're seeing, like, those guys are kind of obviously not saying the truth. It's not, like, anyone can watch that and know it's not true if they're in a church that.
If they're saved.
Now there's people that then other saved people are not perceiving. And that's
right.
What's creepy. Like, the first time I read it was Rob Bell's book, Velvet Jesus?
Velvet Elvis.
Velvet Elvis?
It was Velvet Elvis.
Whatever. I read the first part, and I was like, literally, I'm reading it, and I'm like, I know that something about this isn't right, but I can't put my finger on what it is.
That's right.
And I'm someone who I would say has a lot of knowledge of the Bible, and I'm also really good at reading comprehension.
Yes.
And I'm really good at picking out this is true, this isn't. And I was reading it, and I was thinking, I can't say why this is wrong. I can just feel that it's wrong. And then later, I had to, like, talk to someone else. It was when he was saying, is it really a big deal that Jesus had to be born of a virgin? Like, if, not to say he wasn't, but what if he wasn't? Would it really matter? And then he had all these reasons. Yeah. And there's another example I have from more recently, because that was when I was a teenager. Last year, we were at a concert. It was a Ren Collective concert. And I loved them. Like, my husband and I both love them. We've been to a bunch of their concerts. Well, the band was made up of a pastor, his wife, and then the worship pastor of a certain church in Northern Ireland. Well, the pastor and his wife split from the band. And so now this is the first concert we're there where it's just the main singer, but the other two who are foundational songwriters have left. So he's singing his songs. They all are very Christian. They're great. He gets to near the end and he's like, okay, I need to share the gospel with you. And I was like, oh, great. I thought we were going to have another Christian concert where they don't share it because they're too afraid. So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting. And he's like, I want to tell you, like, what's the first thing you say if you want to share the gospel?
I'd say.
What's the problem?
I'd say God loves you.
Okay, that is what he said first.
And then I'd say, but there is a problem.
No. He said, God loves you, and he died for you. It says, God so loved the world that he died for you. So you don't have to worry. You are loved. You are going to make it to heaven because God loves you so much. And all he talked about was that. He did talk about the cross, but he said, you're all going to get into heaven. Basically,
so there was no problem.
There's no sin problem.
That's universalism.
Basically, your problem is that you have low self-esteem. And I'm sitting there with my husband and my kids.
Did he say that? Self-esteem?
Something like that. He's a beta, obviously. There was a point where I was thinking, someone needs to stand up and yell, stop it. You're telling the wrong gospel. And no one did. And not only that, Zach and I were both pretty upset on the way home because he broke our hearts. Yes. None of the other parents who are Christian families in church, they're like Christian culture people. They're my friends. None of them noticed. And even a couple months ago, one of the moms was like, hey, we're going to the Run Collective concert again. Do you want to go? And I was like, no. She was like, why? And I was like, because when he shared the gospel, it wasn't right. And she was like, oh, I didn't notice. Literally.
Okay, I don't want you to say where they're from, but do they go to Harvest Church, those people, your friends?
They don't attend our church. None of the
that's all
people
we
that
want to
didn't
know.
notice attend
That
our
was your
church.
problem. They're going to some weak church, but let's let that go.
I just want to say.
I don't want to pick on any local churches today.
Yeah, but I want to say that this is what's creepy. This is what's creepy to me. They attend a good church.
Yes. So they either don't feel like they need to listen to their pastor or their pastor isn't saying what he needs to say.
I don't know if it's the pastor's fault. I think that right now there's a strong delusion that's come, and it's so strong. Like Jesus said, to lead astray, if possible, even the elect.
That's right.
Like what you just showed is like a clown. It's not that easy it's not that hard to figure out that guy's a clown. But there's people who are selling. Like you just really need to stick with. I think they don't read their Bible enough.
All those people were clowns. Every single one I showed you.
The videos you showed are not hard to discern that those people are clowns.
But there are people who go to those churches. Willow Creek, they go by the tens of thousands.
I'm worried about people.
Tens of thousands go to Willow Creek.
Yeah.
There's prestige in going there. Like you're a real Christian. And they listen to that stuff.
And they believe it. Oof. What about the people that, I don't know.
We need more English guys who stand up and say, turn over the tables.
Well, you know who's doing it is the Catholics, but you keep throwing shade on the Catholics.
I tell you what, I know they're sincere Catholics. I know that the Catholics have the gospel in it because they have the Apostles' Creed. And I know you like Michael Knowles. I like Michael Knowles,
No, not
too.
Michael Knowles. Matt Walsh. They're very different.
Matt Walsh, though, is a mean person.
Listen.
I'm not a Matt Walsh fan.
Can I tell you why I love Matt Walsh? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you why. Because
this is like in Home Sunshine. If my daughter say, can I tell you? It's not
You're
a
gonna
question.
listen. You're going to listen.
I feel like they get that from you.
Listen, Matt Walsh
Maybe, but they do it
can
more
be
than
a
me. Look at
jerk.
her. She's still going.
Okay? But in 2020, when everyone else, not you, but when everyone else was afraid to stand up and say a man is a man and a woman is a woman, he was proclaiming it from the rooftops. He was making movies about it. He didn't just talk behind a microphone. He would travel around the country.
I just want to stop
and argue in open courtroom.
That's not a Christian thing to be able to point that out. That's not even a Catholic thing.
No, he does it because he's Catholic. He's trying to get
the
to heaven.
Pope didn't do that.
my point
It's
is
not, and
a lot of the Catholics
you're not going to get to heaven by pointing that
they're
out.
on our side. Like,
I
we
agree.
together in the culture war, like Lila
know.
Rose is out on the front lines.
I like Lila, but
Matt Walsh is out on the front lines.
I know some Catholics are saved.
I don't even know if he's saved. I hope he is.
That's my point. Thank you. And I think someone who very close to you had no problem saying it back then too.
Saying what? The
Men aren't women and women aren't men.
Yeah.
From the doggone stage right here at Harvest.
I know you did, but not that, like you and Matt Walsh are the only ones I can name.
Isn't that sweet? I love her. Okay, let's move on. I don't.
And he's funny.
I think I'm harder on Catholics because I'm an ex one, and I
watch.
When
Am
you
I a
leave
racist?
when you leave something, you see it's false, and when you see everyone going, "Oh, I want to go to the Catholics because they've never changed," I'm like, you don't even know your history. All they ever do is change, and their changes are bad.
Matt Walsh does criticize the Pope.
Yeah, well, which shows he's not a good Catholic, because a good Catholic believes that's the vicar of Christ.
Yeah, but you have told me before that Catholics believe he's the vicar of Christ, but also know he's wrong sometimes, and then they just don't like think through the logic of that.
That's my yes. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Enough. I didn't mean to. Okay. So all that to say, Mandy really likes Matt Walsh.
I love Matt Walsh.
I don't. He's so mean.
Yeah,
I
but
like him as a person.
He's mean to the people that maybe should have someone mean to them.
Okay. And by the way, I also think men, if you're listening, women want you to stand up and speak. That's what I hear my daughter saying, right?
I mean, don't be a beta. Jeez.
Don't be a beta male.
Please do not say nuance to me ever.
Okay.
Unless you're talking about color or patterns.
We're going to
Home
move
Depot.
in a better direction.
Okay.
I think there's a movement and I'm going to put them together. There's a movement of positive Americanism and positive Christianity. People don't like Christian nationalism because it's become a bad word. I don't use it about anybody. I don't use it about myself. But the word was kind of invented just a few years ago as a political trick to get people to not be religious if they're Christian, or not be political if they're Christians. And as far as I can tell, the only thing it means is, and there's some wackos who call themselves Christian nationalists. I get it. People who are racist and everything, but they're very few. For the most part, all you got to do is say that I'm going to speak on political things, believe political things, and try to get my nation in a good place. And I'm a Christian, and that's where it comes from. And they call you a Christian nationalist.
Yeah, but they equivocate the word.
That's very good, Will. What's equivocate mean?
Listen, I'm smart too.
I know.
It's when you change the meaning of a word.
So you use the word two different ways.
But you're sneaky about it. Like
you don't
tell everyone you change the meaning.
So,
when they say Christian nationalist, they mean something other than what you said.
Yeah. But so I'm only bringing it up because I don't want, if you're going to hear what I say and say you're a Christian nationalist, I'm either going to say, okay, fine, or I don't care that you said that. I won't have my feelings hurt.
A good question is, what is a Christian
nationalist?
I don't want
to talk about Christian nationalism.
No, I mean, like, ask the person if you are offended.
Yes, but I'm not even going to talk to them because unless they talk to me personally.
How are you defining
They normally going to talk
nationalist?
if you talk to me online and call me names, I'm going to say
he loves it.
I'm going to say things about your mom.
Honestly, trolls, we love trolls we love them. We had one troll on Tina Talks once, and we were so excited, and the person never came back.
Well, anyway, I think it's a fool's game to try to win an argument in the comment section of anything. If you want to talk to me personally, I will like that because people are more civil when they're personal. Mm-hmm. But I do think two things are happening. I think the gospel's going out to the world, and I want to talk a bit about a problem.
Okay.
Here's the problem: Western civilization has been under attack for a long time, and I'm defining Western civilization as the Protestantism that was born from rebelling against Catholicism. So there's even Catholicism in it. So this is the goodness of the Catholic Church that set a foundation of Christianity for Europe. But then the Protestantism came out and improved the product and led to freedom. It led to thinkers. It led to free market capitalism. It led to the downfall of kings. It led to free societies based on the idea that there's a God who says everyone matters, including little kids and slaves and women and men, and a God who says you have the right to life, liberty, and property, all right? And that God is to be honored in the way you live those things out in your governments and in your life. And that led to the unprecedented in human history prosperity of the United States and most of Western Europe since it's taken over in the last 200 years. What's been under attack really by a lack of belief in God. The people who run our nations, when I grew up, there was never God on TV. Like you could watch Andy Griffith's show, a wholesome show. God was never in the Andy Griffith show.
Right.
There might dedicate an episode once in a while that has some sort of religious theme, but for the most part, maybe Andy or Barney Fife wants to sing in the choir and he has a bad voice, something like that. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, they don't talk about God at all. The Brady Bunch, wholesome, right? No God at all. So you watch television and there is no God. Mm-hmm. The universities pushed it out God and say we can't teach with God. There was a big fight to get God out of our schools. No prayer in school, no Bible reading in school. They say that's against the Constitution, which is not, but that's what they did. Mm-hmm. So the state schools, which is all of them, the public schools, don't have God. And we remove God, and into the vacuum comes what Dostoevsky would say, and the brothers Karamazov. He would say that socialism is the thing that fills the vacuum. It's people who don't believe there's a God who try to make a perfect world, right? Socialism and Marxism might as well be the same. On the good side, people, socialism is just sharing. No, sharing is when
you choose to give something.
You choose to share. Socialism is when
the government
owns everything and they take what they want, give it to who they want, and it's done inefficiently by biased human beings, and they steal. So Marxism puts everything, though, as a power dynamic, right? So the workers are going to rise up against the people who own the companies that they worked for and said, we're taking it back. It's our wealth. And that never happened. So they used Bolsheviks. They actually used guns. And that's what happens. The people never rise up. People with guns get the people stirred up, and then they use the guns to take over. Like in China and in Cambodia and in North Korea and in Vietnam, and they're trying to do it all over the world. So Marxism, though, has invaded our Western nation in feminism. Mm-hmm. It's a Marxist ideology. In everything woke, everything studies, fat studies, which is a real thing, where you say fat people are oppressed because they're not.
I didn't think we were supposed to say fat. I thought we were supposed to say full-figured.
This is why I say tranny and fat, because everyone knows what those words mean.
But when you said it's a real thing, like, what is it actually called?
I think it's called fat studies. Let me look it up.
I can't believe they would use the word fat.
It might be called something else.
Fat studies.
Is the term.
Body positivity studies.
Fat studies
Sorry,
in universities.
We're both rabbit trailers, so.
Well, so's Will.
No internet. Oh, Will is too cool. I do watch this sometimes, but it's hard for me to get to the end because I have children.
Oh, sure. Blame the kids.
I can't be interrupted.
Because you think we're boring. She thinks we're boring.
I don't think they're boring, but I do hear him talk all the time, and now I hear Will talk a lot too, and it's like.
I think your real problem is you don't like Sunshine's editing.
No. That can't be it.
The term fat studies is an established, albeit niche, academic field offered at various universities. It's an interdisciplinary area of research that examines the social, cultural, historical, and political aspects of fatness, often focusing on fat liberation.
Fatness? I'm sorry.
It focuses, wait a minute, on fat liberation, weight-based discrimination, and intersectionality with race, gender, and class. So anything that's not a white male is a victim.
Right.
And therefore, under the thumb.
Intersectionality. I'm a woman. I'm fat, and I'm what? Poor. Class.
You're on.
I'm not saying I.
Okay.
I'm just saying like that. Intersectionality is what it.
So
means.
It doesn't matter what it is. Everything is Marxism, and everything is, and that includes with religions. Mm-hmm. You're oppressing a religion. You can't. I know that all these people said Allah Akbar and killed everyone in the mall. But let's not use this as an excuse to be Islamophobic. Oh, I think what makes people Islamophobic is that the Muslims keep killing people.
I know.
Now, by the way, for the record, because I've recently been criticized for not liking Muslims.
By me.
No, not by you. But I love Muslims. I love I really
No,
do.
I'm kidding. I know you love
I
Muslims.
love Muslims. I know Muslims.
We want Muslims to get saved.
I
We
hate
love them.
Islam. I love feminists.
We think that their ideology is sucking them into
I don't.
hell.
I wouldn't even say it that way. I say it this way. Let me say it the way I say it. I love Muslims. I hate Islam. I love feminists. I hate feminism.
Yeah.
Right? It's a hatred for that which is wicked.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. So I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to watch my language all the time.
I'm just trying to explain because some people don't know the difference between Muslim and Islam.
Okay, you explain for me now.
A Muslim is a person and Islam is the religion.
That's right.
So we love the person, but we hate the religion that is satanic and dragging them to hell. And also, they're not happy.
That's true. And so
some of the men might be happy.
Anyway, so all these things come together. You've got the this whole free Palestine foolishness. This we hate Israel. By the way, if you're a man and a Christian, you hate Israel. You've been psyoped. You've been psyoped. You've been psyoped. You don't even know why you hate Israel. You've been told all these dumb facts by leftist whack jobs or far right whack jobs.
How about the AOC of the Republican Party? That's what we call her.
Yeah.
The AOC.
Who?
Candace.
Oh, Candace is a nut job.
She's got the eyes like AOC. She's crazy like AOC. She's got all these crazy. Am I not allowed to talk about that? Sorry.
You can't. She's smarter than AOC though.
You mean because she knows she's a liar?
Somebody told me their dog ate their Scrabble game.
What?
And then when it went to the bathroom, it made more sense than AOC. Do you think that's nice?
I guess. No, but I don't think what Candace says makes... Yeah, see? And you don't like Matt Walsh, but you just said that.
That was funny.
Right.
I like jokes. I like jokes.
He is always joking.
AOC needs to take a joke.
That's his point.
Maybe
you and Matt would be friends. You and Matt would be friends. I'm sure of it.
I tell people this all the time. I like the person. I have no trouble
saying,
liking
he's
people.
also kidding when he says these
things.
Look
at it this way. Any of you know me. Just think of all the people in my world, even people who don't like me or left Harvest because they're mad. Remember, in your mind, imagine all my interactions with these people. I literally like everybody. And if I find myself not liking someone, I actually look inside myself and say, where's my sin? Because what right do I have to not like someone? But
do you see God in yourself? That's the question. I'm sorry.
That's weird.
That was the first video.
Look, this is why I can't get through the intro.
I'm throwing
it takes
back
more time to get through the intro.
Wait, is this still the intro?
This is the intro to the second part of what we're doing.
Okay, I'll be quiet. Let's go. Let's get going. Let's get going.
The intro is there is a marriage between the Democratic Party, too, by the way. Let's just throw them under the bus. Socialism, Marxism, all these intersectional things. That's why you see people saying gays for Palestine, as if they went to Palestine and tried to be gay, they would be killed immediately. They're all communism, Marxism, socialism. They're all teaming up on godlessness to come against Western society. And I think Western society is pushing back, and in two ways. The best way is the gospel is going everywhere. But the second way, America is reawakening to the idea that America is a good place. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's just America. I think it's spreading around all of Western society. And I think you're going to see more and more pushback. And I think you're going to see revival. I don't know what will happen governmentally, if really strong men will come and kill us all.
Listen, you got to say more stuff like not like that. Like you got to say...
See, I can't get through this. So then, or maybe freedom breaks out.
How long do I have to be quiet? It's been like 2 whole minutes.
Okay, you don't have to be quiet. What do you want to say?
Nothing. I just want you to get to the point. No, I'm just teasing. Are you ever going to have me back on?
This is what it's like to have... By the way, when there's 2 of them, they both go at me. When there's 3 of them, when it's her, Michael, and Sue Young, they all go at me. When it's her, Michael, Sue Young, and my wife...
No, listen.
I get buried at the kitchen table, sunshine.
No,
buried.
I play the yes man when it's all of us.
Don't believe her.
Everything Dad says, I'm like, no, he's right. He's right.
That's El Toro Poo Poo. Once in a while.
I feel like that could be accurate.
She's seen it.
My youngest, she went to college in California and she came back a little woke. She's unwoke now.
Yeah. Well, she's also an empath, very much an empath.
Is that one of those things from the...
No. Well...
From the, what do you call that?
The Enneagram?
Yes.
No, like if she thinks a rock is sad, she'll be sad. Like she's just very empathetic.
She used to to be afraid that she pet one of the dogs more than the other dog, and she had to get it exactly.
Well, we call that
equal.
OCD in our family.
Well,
actually,
it's you put the two
it's-
together.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
know,
that,
the
that
dog-
sounds like a
OCD.
little bit of both.
So one time I said that. Yes, I'm gonna out this.
Okay, go ahead.
One time I said that Adele, she lost a bunch of weight. I thought she looks great. She looks so much better. And my daughter, who just came back from California, it was years ago,
She was a little triggered.
she lost her mind. She looked great before. Well, I think she did look great before. You got to admit, she looks better now. I think she looks just as good.
But that was 6 years ago, and he still brings Adele up
Every time I
like
see,
every month, at
Every
least once a
time-
month. Oh, have you seen Adele? And then he looks.
every time I see,
And she's just like-
if someone loses a lot of weight, I'm like, that's just like Adele. Or if I see someone who's less king sized, I'll say, reminds me of the old Adele.
And then he'll look at her.
Oh my God.
Like a little kid on the playground, a little boy who like pulls the girl's hair and then looks at her and watches the reaction.
But she's now that she's had 2 kids, she's like, I don't care.
No, she's just like done.
She's done. Okay, so let's see some videos that show, I think, the pushback. And it's going to be a lot of Americanism, which I think you
Yes.
won't mind. But that's
Those are
not
good
all.
ones.
Let's start with Conor McGregor. If you know who Conor McGregor is?
Probably.
He's the Irish fighter who always talked about how great he
Yes.
was, and he started his own whiskey brand, and he made millions. And he just had a fight, and he blew out his knee. But anyway, go ahead. Play Conor
What does your
McGregor.
Catholic faith mean to you, and how important was it to your comeback and preparation for this fight?
It is everything in my life. I have mountain-moving faith, and I am more than a conqueror in Jesus. I am an heir of the royal family, an heir of the royal estate. All of God's promises are yes and amen in Christ and apply to me. It is no longer I who lives, but Christ who lives in me. All glory to God.
God bless.
That was awesome.
Now, he's saying that at a UFC weigh-in or a UFC interview, and they're cheering. By the way, the question was, how's the Catholic Church impacted your life? So that's for you. But
he's Catholic?
He's Irish. All Irish are Catholic. You have to. It's like being Italian. You have to be a Catholic. The question was, how is he? But you could tell he actually reads his Bible. If all Catholics, tell you what, every Catholic who's mad at me, if all of you would read through the Bible in a year and read through the New Testament every year, I'll stop talking. You read it for yourself. I won't say a word because it'll prove itself. But to see Conor McGregor do that on UFC, 10 years ago, that stuff didn't happen. But I'm not done yet. Let's see what else we got here. Before that, I got to show you something else about the feminism. There's one thing I was supposed to say it next before this. AI. There's a guy who makes AI videos.
I'm going to hate them.
You won't hate this. It's a cartoon.
Okay.
Called Mary Sue.
Okay.
And I don't know anything about the guy. Maybe he writes why he does it, but it looks to me like he's trying to restore feminine women. Because you watch movies and women are always, I'm like a man, and they either jump in bed with everybody and they leave while the man. He's like, are you leaving? Yeah, I gotta go to work. They're like they're the man now, or they're punching people, and so
or both.
So far he's put out 3 Mary Sues. The first 2 are shorter. The last one I like the best. Could you play the 3 Mary Sues? 1, 2, and 3 in order?
You can't
and we'll
face the
stop
dragon until you've been trained.
I don't need training. I just need to realize how awesome I already am.
Suit yourself.
Are you taking new students?
So that was the whole thing. We can show it again, but what I like about it is she's the online 14-year-old. Oh, you're awesome! You're so awesome! Even though you've never done anything, Miss 14-year-old, to be awesome. You're actually very insecure and you got pimples. And
sounds like me.
But you say, I'm awesome to each other. Show that one more time because it was so short.
You can't face the dragon until you've been trained.
I don't need training. I just need to realize how awesome I already am.
Suit yourself.
Woman, wash your face. I like this.
Are you taking new students?
Okay, let's see number 2. Again, my theory is he's trying to restore femininity to women because she's
I know
adorable.
you're into the whole He-Man protector thing, but I can handle myself.
Let me show you how this is done. I get a little help?
Watch her face.
It's like, that makes me think of Lord of the Rings. Doesn't it make you think of Lord of the Rings? I can't have a whole time on a podcast without bringing up.
How does it make you think of that?
You're not with me?
Tell me.
Aowen.
Yes.
Is a character in Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
And she's girl power. She wants to fight. She wants to be one of the men. And she wants to be a soldier. And she doesn't need a husband, even though she has a crush on Aragorn.
She
it's
does
fine.
have a great victory in battle, too.
And she does. And there's this whole pun, like, because no man can kill this one witch king. And then she says, I am no man. And then she stabs him in the face. And he dies. But Pippin helps her.
Yes, he does.
But then at the end of the story, she, like, falls in love with Faramir and learns that she should just, like, be a wife and be
queen.
at home and be the queen.
Be the queen. This is a bad gig.
He is kind of like a king. He's like a little king. He's not as big as Aragorn, but or handsome, but it's
not a
okay.
bad gig.
Yeah, like she learns to be a woman.
So Tolkien was ahead of his time. So was Lewis. They both saw feminism for what it is.
People actually say that Lewis was a sexist, though, because none of his women were good.
That's not true.
Think of one woman from Narnia that's good.
This is very easy.
Okay.
Jill Pole.
No, those are kids. Children.
Yeah, I was going to say, what about
Even
Lucy?
Susan grows up to walk away. I don't think he's a sexist.
Did Lucy grow up and walk away?
No, Lucy's a child.
But she grew up just like Susan.
But Susan was older in the beginning of the story.
Susan's
like
one.
a teenage woman. I am not one of the people that says he's a sexist.
Which one of the kids, wasn't it a boy who served? It was
Edmund. He was a little...
Edmund and Eustace Scrubb were the worst two kids. But
they got saved. You got a Lilith as the devil.
But you have to.
It's dumb.
But you also have to look at he wrote the Space Trilogy, and the third one, which was his screed against feminism. The main character was a woman, and she was good, and her main teacher or woman who helped her was a woman. So that's only because those people said don't read enough. They only read children's books.
I just heard it.
So they're more on. See how you can't.
City.
Okay, well that Grove City College will ruin you.
No, they were. It was like just.
All right.
They're good.
So we have one more. This is my favorite one. I don't know if it would be your favorite.
Are we still in the intro?
Mary Sue.
Okay.
I have one more Mary Sue. I like Mary Sue.
I love
this one
it.
just dropped. She's liking a dress. You caught her.
Can you help us with this? We need to pick up some supplies.
We're on a quest.
Oh, give me 1 second, dearies. Hands are full at the moment.
Can you imagine a more miserable existence?
What? Having kids?
Yes! All the little rugrats. Snotty, loud, demanding, sticky hands, constant noise, no freedom. Why would anyone choose this?
Here, dearie. Watch Angus while I gather your supplies.
Graham?
Oh my gosh.
Hi.
There are feminists dying everywhere right now.
I
They're
can take the little guy.
Back off! Who's a perfect little warrior? You are.
That's the way babies are, too.
Oh, yeah.
So, Josh Dawes was a Dramina AI. His name's Josh Dawes. I'm just giving him his credit because...
He's obviously based.
So that's Pushback. That's Pushback using AI.
Yeah, it's on the nose Pushback, too.
And it's artistically done. It doesn't preach.
I mean, I do feel it. Okay. I'd love it.
It's not preaching, though. It's not. It's taking you to a time before feminism. So it pulls you out of that argument.
It does feel to me like he is trying to, like...
he's making a point.
He's clearly making a point.
But that's how you do it. You do it without... He doesn't have the people say the words.
Yeah.
He doesn't have... In all three of them.
He doesn't have someone stop and give a lecture on
Or
whatever.
even them. Even the characters don't. Even the guy had a chance to lecture. He doesn't even lecture. He just jumps down and plays with the kids. And that's Pushback. And Conor McGregor, I think, is Pushback. But we got to get into some American Pride. The reason I want to do the American Pride is we had the World Cup here.
Yeah.
We played the world's gayest game, and Americans got into it anyway because Americans...
And you even got into it.
Because it was America. But I do want you to know that it's still a lame game. They hold their feet. They lay down.
Yes.
It's so dumb.
They flop.
I want you to know the only reason America is not the best
is because we have better sports.
We use our athletes on better things.
Right.
I mean, that one Norwegian dude, the Viking dude who we all love, he's a tight end. If he's raised in America, the coach sees him. He says, you're playing soccer? Yeah, how about you play football too? And he plays both sports. And then soccer is whatever it is, but then he gets offers for scholarships as a tight end.
Yeah.
He goes to Ohio State and he ends up in the NFL. So he's never on the soccer.
Which is kind of sad then that we're still that good at soccer.
I know. Soccer's
all our best athletes are in other sports.
And
that
we
make
still
more money.
are.
And
One of these days, we're probably going to win the whole thing.
To me, that makes me feel bad for the other countries. That
you should feel bad
because their people are like malnourished or
no. Other countries do not create as many great athletes as America. That's all there's to it. And you know why is largely. I hate to say this because it's going to get me in trouble, but I'll say it anyway. Because when does that stop me?
When have you cared about that?
We have people from all over the world here. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Black people run faster and shorter distances. You don't have to.
We're a melting pot. Which is good.
Asians are better at ping pong. Hispanics are better at baseball.
Sue Young did score a perfect math SAT.
There you go. That has nothing to do with. We're not talking mathletes. All I'm saying is
Asians being better at things.
We have the whites, the blacks, the Asians.
Mm-hmm.
We got them all here. And then they all get mixed up, and those mixed up dudes turn into Tiger Woods or Derek Jeter. So we got the best genetics, we got the best, and we got the most opportunities, we have the best facilities, we make the best athletes.
We have a lot of money.
Money helps.
So,
thank you.
Let's
get into some America.
Are you going to bring up like our hero from last year? You're going to bring him up, right?
Who is it?
It's Charlie Kirk. I feel like that's very relevant to what you're saying.
We need some Charlie Kirk, but you don't have a computer. Look any up. I don't have any. Let's start with Al Mohler. Let's just for a few minutes let him define the problem. Self-hatred of America and the West. The source is Al Mohler. And I've already tipped my hand that we're pushing back the other way with Mary Sue, with Conor McGregor.
Well, and we know Al Mohler is a goodie.
Mohler,
He's
love
a goodie.
Yes. And he communicates so much more diplomatically than I do.
Yes. Is America a Christian nation? Well, let's look at it this way. It was a Christian civilization that gave birth to the very ideas that shape the American experiment and that shape our constitutional understanding, even our national understanding. The vast majority of those who came from Europe to settle in the United States and became a part of what would originate in the colonies that would declare their independence from England, well over 90% were not only Christians, they were Protestant Christians. And so that worldview was entirely in the background. It was what was absolutely necessary in order to make the claims that are made in the Declaration of Independence, the claims that are made in our laws, the Constitution, of course, the claims that are made within our most basic constitutional text. It is the moral background of Christianity, and for that matter, the divine creation of the cosmos. That was the only idea imaginable back in the 18th century when this constitutional system was arranged. That is to say, the vast majority of Americans had no question about how the world came to be, who was the supreme lawgiver, Even when you have the inclusion of those who are deists, and that was a very thin elite of those who had moved into more of a deistic worldview, they still believed in the divine creation of the world. They still believed in the divine establishment of moral law. And so all of that was very much in the background, and I think necessarily a part of the background. And so when we ask the question, is America a Christian nation? Does our Constitution stipulate that? No. Does history indicate that it was Christians driven by basically a Christian understanding of the entire cosmos, not to mention a Christian understanding of human dignity and a Christian understanding of the importance of individuals and the gift of freedom, the necessity of law? All of that came from what can be called the Christian moral imaginary. Without that, there would have been nothing like this. Of course, we're talking about contemporary debates, and I am someone deeply involved in those debates. I think that one problem in our constitutional order is that our Constitution does not acknowledge Christianity as the necessary background beliefs that make all of this possible. That was so obvious in the late 18th century when all this took place that they didn't think they had to say it. I wish they had said it. We need to very clearly say it now. We're not saying that every American is a Christian. We're not saying that Christianity is an established religion. We're saying that without Christianity, this nation would not have been established. That's a very important historical claim.
Amen. And I think that's what needs to be recovered. And our history gets rid of that. Remember the 1619 Project? Mm-hmm. That was the big woke thing where the lady said America started in 1690 when we brought over slaves.
Yeah.
Which she was wrong. That's just bad history.
Plus, we had less slaves than like Brazil, and that's just one country.
How'd you learn that? Not in public school.
I learned it from Matt Walsh's Real History.
Good. I knew that, and I didn't even listen.
Yeah, we only had like a small percentage of all the slaves that were shipped over
so
here.
You're actually proof of what I'm saying about the pushback. The kids in our schools are taught to hate their country. In our public schools and our universities, they're taught to hate our country. We're oppressive. The word colonialist is supposed to be bad. But I'll tell you what, if you live anywhere in the world that was colonized by the English, you're probably better off than everyone else in the world. If not, check it. Just check, or at least everyone else in your continent. They just don't learn history right. But now there's pushback, and again, some AI pushback. And so I actually have another AI cartoon. We'll watch just a little bit of it, but I like it because it represents somebody trying to say, wait a minute, your school isn't teaching you the truth. I'm going to do it. Which one of those is that?
I just want to interject that I don't necessarily think that people should watch Matt Walsh's Real History because it's really graphic.
What does that
mean? You can check these facts.
What's in it?
He talks about the horrible things that people did to slaves in Africa.
Oh, okay.
And I cannot unknow them. And so you shouldn't watch it if you're sensitive, but you could just Google it. Like how many slaves were shipped to South America at the same time as America and what percentage of them were shipped to America. It's not like America invented slavery. It's not to say it's okay, but our schools teach that like America invented slavery and white people.
And it was always race-based. And that's all false. There's always been slavery in the world. And you know who pointed this out? In our country decades ago and was ignored was Thomas Sowell. But the internet is giving everyone a voice to the actual statistics. That we're actually the only ones who fought a war to end slavery. Mm-hmm. And
white people
the Caribbean
died to
kept
end
going
slavery.
to do it. Yeah, and white people.
A lot of white people. More white people died in that war than any other war in America's history.
That is correct.
Although now, anyways.
This one's called Hate West British AI on Slavery.
Okay.
That's what I call it.
Okay.
That's not the title. It's a terrible title.
Because it doesn't make any sense.
For the notes that I sent to Sunshine, that's what it's called.
They told you a story about who you are and where you come from. Colonizers, slavers, oppressors, and you were supposed to feel ashamed. Not for anything you did, but for who you are. So let's not argue with the story. Let's test it. Britain wrote everything down. Let's open the books and see for ourselves. Start with the obvious question. While all of this was supposedly being done in their name, who actually were your ancestors? Here's who they were. In the year Britain banned the slave trade, fewer than 1 man in 10 could vote, and no woman could. Your ancestors could hang for stealing a sheep. For petty theft, they could be shipped across the world, and 160,000 of them were. Their children were down the mines at 8 years old, and in the mills before dawn. And in Manchester, the average age of death in a labouring family was 17, driven down by the children who never grew up. So whatever the powerful were doing, understand this first. Your ancestors were not the ones doing it. They were also underneath it. And that is what makes what happened next extraordinary. Because when word reached those same people of what slavery actually was, of 800,000 human beings in chains under their own flag, they went to war with it. And they had no vote, no army, and no seat in parliament. They fought with what they had, a courtroom. In 1772, an enslaved man named James Somerset was carried to London in chains, and an English court ruled that English law could not hold a slave. He walked out free. A kitchen. In 1791, 300,000 families simply stopped buying slave sugar. Not a march, not a riot. A decision made at over 300,000 tables. A signature. In 1792, 519 petitions hit Parliament, carrying 390,000 names, and most of those hands had no vote. A signature was the only voice the law allowed them, so they used it, year after year, until Parliament could not hold the line. In 1807, Britain banned the slave trade. The people had moved the government's hand, and when the slave owners demanded a price for the 800,000 they still held, it was those same people who paid it. £20 million, around 40% of the government's entire annual budget, a debt the Treasury says was not cleared until 2015. So if your family paid British taxes before 2015, your family helped buy the world its freedom. And here is the part to hold on to. When Britain paid, it wrote down every claim, 46,000 of them, in a country of 24 million people. The slave owners are a list, a real one. You can search it today. Your ancestors are not on it. They are on the other side of the ledger, with the millions who paid to close it. Then Britain did something no nation had ever done. It went after slavery everywhere. From 1808, the Royal Navy kept a squadron off West Africa with one order: stop the slave trade. Over 60 years, it stopped 1,600 slave ships and freed 150,000 people at sea. Around 1,600 sailors died doing it, most of them of disease. Dockers' sons, weavers' sons, sewn into sailcloth and buried 4,000 miles from home. The owners got a ledger. The sailors got the sea. They did not stop at Africa. For centuries, Barbary corsairs had taken Europeans from their own villages and sold them in North Africa. In 1816, the Royal Navy sailed to Algiers and ended it. When Brazil kept the trade running, the Navy burned the slave ships where they lay. When a king in Lagos kept selling people, Britain removed him. When American cotton picked by slaves reached Lancashire, the mill workers chose to starve rather than spin it. And in 1896 came the last act, a war in Zanzibar that lasted 38 minutes. The next year, slavery was abolished by decree. Today, almost every nation on earth outlaws slavery. Where it survives, it hides. That fight is not over. But the world that fights it had to be built. And it was built largely at British expense, and largely by British hands. The hands of people who never owned anyone. So why have you never heard this? Because within living memory, the story was rewritten. The trade stayed in the textbooks, and it should be there, but the war against it was cut. You were taught the crime, and never the cure, the shame, and never the price your family paid to put it right. But the record does not care what the story says. The record says the world that outlawed slavery was forced into being by ordinary British people, school teachers, weavers, miners, and sailors in their sailcloth, 4,000 miles from home. The powerful exploited the world. They exploited their own people first, and it was those people who ended slavery. You were taught the shame, never the pride. They wrote your ancestors out of the story. We teach what they want you to forget, story by story, name by name. Find out more at proudofus.co.uk/support.
Here's what I love about that. First, the movie is made by, well, maybe one guy, because you can with tools today. Proud of Us, they're resetting the history. The United States history is part of that. The argument must be made that slavery worldwide was not a product of Britain or America, but rather mostly white, English-speaking Protestants ended the slave trade worldwide as the norm. And in the United States, the war is a big deal because in the Western Hemisphere, we were the first ones to get rid of slavery, and we did it by fiat. In other words, other places might wait till it dies out or try to pass legislation over the centuries, but Americans said, no, let's settle it right now. And they drew a line in the country and killed 600,000 of each other for it. It was terrible for our country, but that's what it took. And after that, the other nations said, well, I guess we can't do this anymore. And they started to fade it out. Again, it was white, mostly white. If you were to watch history today, you'd think if it wasn't for Harriet Tubman, all the blacks would still be slaves. Harriet Tubman is a hero, obviously, but she is, if it was not for white, English-speaking Protestants, slavery would dominate the world. The point isn't slavery. The point is now the truth is coming out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if they don't censor us or find a way, we're going to win.
They can't.
They're going to try.
In China, the people are going to take over because, they can't.
Well, they're heavily censored. Okay, let's keep moving because I got a few videos and I don't want to miss them. We're running short on time. I just there's too much good stuff here. Let's start with let's see, what do we got?
I like the good stuff.
The Scottish girl starts diet tomorrow. I've got some of these Europeans who came to America for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
Those
fun.
are great.
So let's start with the Scottish girl diet starts tomorrow.
Okay, we're here. No, we stay in the car. Like we order from here.
They order through the menu?
Yeah.
All right, what should I get? A slushy?
She's so cute.
I can put nerds in the slushy?
Yeah, you can literally do pretty much anything you want here.
Hiya, can I get the Sonic cheeseburger and some tater tots and cherry signature slushy with cream refresher?
I love how she talks.
It has the Statue of Liberty. People said a lot of things about the American highway, but it's not that bad. It's not that noisy. Oh my god. You're lying. Oh my god. This is the American dream.
I love her.
Sonic, like in New Jersey or something.
Tomorrow.
We're not even, his diet starts tomorrow.
Oh, she's adorable. I love her so much.
Isn't she cool? How about the montage apology? There's a lot of apologies. This one is fun.
I've got to say, collectively, we owe the USA an apology. And when I say we, I mean the entire world.
Guys, I think we owe you a big apology because what we think America's like is exactly not what it's like.
We owe America a huge apology because America is nothing like what the media tells us.
The UK and the rest of Europe owe America one big apology.
I really do think the world owes America.
By the way,
an
these
apology.
guys
really
didn't
do.
make
I
this
stand
video
by it.
together.
I'm so
Somebody
happy
just
and
slammed
glad
these
that the
together.
World Cup has been here in America, and
People across the world are now traveling
By
to
the way,
America.
if you're listening and
they are
not
realising
watching,
how
you need to go home and watch this
beautiful the
episode. We have a
country
lot of
is,
great
how
videos.
beautiful the people in America are, how well-mannered, how polite, how respectful they are. Every single state is like a completely different country. Different landscape, different cultures. I love it, Americans. I absolutely love it.
All right, proud of the green card. I like that one too. I like all these. That's whether they
Yeah. So I'm asking people if they're proud to be an American.
Well, I'm actually an Australian. Who's married to an American.
Oh, yes, okay. Well,
And I've got a green card, and I'm really, really happy to be an American.
oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I love
Yeah,
that
it
so
is.
much.
Yeah.
So what makes you proud to be an American? The freedom. Freedom, yeah. And that's why you wanted to be a part of it, right?
Look, Australia's a free country, but America is just that next level of freedom.
Yeah.
You know, we're really appreciative of what America offers to people from all over the world, and it's a great country with great people.
I love that. I love that so much. Thank you guys so much. Have a great 250.
How about Love America news story? We'll just run through these.
The best takeaway from the World Cup?
The people who came to visit love the USA.
Sebastian Krauss never imagined his trip to America would be so emotional.
I fall in love with this country, and this was so emotional. I even cried in the stadium.
Hi, I love this beer in this country, by the way. It's really good.
Look at that hat.
You like the beer in this country, all right?
Hospitality's been amazing as well.
This country is so great to visit. People are amazing, so welcoming.
USA, Japan, and USA. I love it.
Okay, you have a thank you.
Oh, yes, I love hugs.
Save the cheerleaders,
So
save
nice
the
meeting you.
world.
Thank you, guys.
Did he just say that?
No.
Taylor, how would you react if I told you there are millions of Americans in this country right now who hate America, who hate democracy, who are offended by the American flag and our way of life? How would you react to that?
Well, if you'd asked me a couple of weeks ago, just judging off what I see through the media, I would have understood it. But once I've been to America, I can't understand it. I think America's probably one of the greatest countries I've ever been to. I think it's just the people, really. Like, one thing me and my boys, all we kept saying was how nice and how patriotic everyone is that works there.
To be honest, I was a bit scared or had the fear to travel to the United States. News about shootings and criminals and that the country is not safe. God takes us home. It's great. America is great.
Sebastian met a group of strangers who offered him a ride to his hotel. The Scots showing their appreciation by sharing a Glasgow tradition. Tones on statues.
It means we're comfortable here and we like Boston as a city. Everyone's very kind.
You can come here and really be yourself in America, I think, and a lot of people just aren't used to that.
All right, I'm gonna go out there and look how far back this goes. Look at this.
I think that's the Norway fans because they're all wearing red.
Americans are not rude, Germans are not rude. If we are together, we can achieve great things.
Tourists discovering their love for American classics, most notably an obsession with a condiment not widely available overseas. Ranch dressing. So popular, the TSA dipping into it, reminding visitors, if you're visiting for a very large sporting event and you happen to discover ranch while you're here, please pack it in your checked bag on the way home.
But I can understand why people are trying to do it, because
you can get the
ranch dressing was really good.
You can mix it at home.
Before the whole thing kicked off, and we had headlines like these, and these all scaremongers saying that it was going to be a complete disaster of an event. But so far it's been nothing short of a roaring success. And now that that's happening, seems like fewer people want to talk about it.
What does that make you feel? Good for your country?
Yeah, that makes me so happy. I want those immigrants to move here and then all the whiny leftists to move to their
Who
country.
were born here could go away.
Well, they say they don't want to be Americans anymore, so they
away.
should move to those countries. Like, everyone trade. Like, that Japanese for a leftist, and then that Australian dude for a leftist. Like, just go ahead. Go travel the world. Enjoy it.
I want in. This is a guy who went home, and after he went home, he made this video, and I thought it was very interesting. I want in. It's not quite as happy because he's not happy, but I like it.
I'll tell you what, yeah? I pledge allegiance. I do. What piece of paper do I need to sign on? I want in on America more than I've ever wanted in on anything in my life. You see that plane there? If it's going to America, I'm going to jump up, I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to come. I can't do this country anymore. I can't do the UK. It feels like we're in a tiny little cage, a restricted cage, with nothing fun to do at all. Now that I've experienced America, it's ruined my perception on everywhere else in the world. What do I need to do? I will get the American flag tattooed on my body. Anywhere. You pick. Let me in.
He could find a wife here. He's like Burley.
Shauna, I'm going to get her up the duff. We're going to raise our family in America. It's going to be
he's
beautiful.
got a wife
just
already.
let me know what I need to do to get in. Like, honestly, there must be a couple of Americans. I know there are, actually, because they messaged me telling me that they don't enjoy America. So let's swap. Let's swap right here, right now.
That was my idea.
Let's do a deal. I'm coming.
They should. Seriously. All these people that said that they were going to leave America,
Do you see
why don't they swap?
I like that idea.
I want that guy.
I do too.
And I want his wife. What's her name?
JD Vance on it.
Oh, I love Vance.
Shauna.
I
Get
want
off the
Shauna.
duff. I'm going to get her off of
I don't know what the duff is, but I want them
It's
here.
her butt. So listen, and then during our 4th of July, did you see all the countries that wished us well? While the Democrats were saying, and the news media was telling other Americans, this is a shame that we're doing this. This is terrible. I'm only going to give one example. We got African Sings, only because I like kids. This is some African kids. I can't remember the nation they're in, but they look like African kids. Go ahead and hit play whenever you're ready.
What makes them look like that?
Well, tell me those aren't African kids.
Amazing.
They got
Wow, they sound good.
I know, they sing better than we do.
They're probably like a choir.
Oh, yeah. But they're school children in their little school uniforms.
Aw, they're so cute.
It's definitely hot where they are. Okay, that's good for them. I got a couple of heavy things to throw in before the end, and I want to end with the French, believe it or not. Did we do American Sing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yes.
Then don't do that twice. So you know about Sophie Cunningham and the finger?
No, I have been off social media.
Well, let's
and
just
the
show
news.
this meme for anyone looking. This is
Okay.
Sophie and Trump. This is one of my favorite memes. If you don't know Sophie Cunningham and the finger, I can't help you. Just go ahead and show it. I think it's the best meme I think it's meme of the year if you're on social media. So go ahead and whenever you're ready.
Flag still stands for freedom, and they can't
It's
take
her and Donald
that
Trump,
away.
both dressed like Uncle Sam, pointing at each other.
Was that really happening?
No.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
everything you see is happening, but they weren't together.
I don't even know who that woman is.
You got to look it up. You would love her.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know who she. I don't know either.
I've seen that before. I didn't know that.
You
Like, I've seen that meme. That's actually not a meme, but it's okay. A meme is like a still picture.
Whatever.
Yeah, but people kind of call both.
Yeah, there's
memes.
Thank you for coming
They're
to my rescue.
equivocating.
I need you as one of my daughters, Sunshine. You come join, so I have someone to stick up for.
I'm the good one when everyone's around.
Okay.
Someone has to give him a hard time.
So I want to show you a song that I know you're not going to like, Mandy.
Why?
Because I think
Is it rap?
No, it was made by an artist.
Okay.
And this is a young person who wants to show how he's feeling.
Okay.
About America right now. So it takes old clips. He writes a song. The AI, it's obviously AI assisted, and the singers are all beautiful women, but they're all AI.
Oh, I don't like that.
I know you don't like it, but he's trying to make a statement, and the words are worth listening to. So if you're driving down the road, listen to this. Try to listen to the words, but it's more powerful when you see it. The reason it's here is it's an artifact of our time. This is a guy, I looked up why he made it online, and he said he was trying to describe how he feels in art.
Okay.
And that's something that can be appreciated. So go ahead and play the American pulp or heavy pulp song. That's the one.
Sweet land, sweet land of the weary and the wild. Oh, where are you, my sweet
A lot of nostalgic pictures of 50s and 60s America. Flags, JFK, Volkswagens, people playing outside.
The garden's either dying or about to come alive. The river's either drying or it's deep enough to dive. Can't tell if it's the dusk or if it's breaking into dawn. Are we going on or are we going? Somebody said a storm is coming, but it's been a long time. I don't know what's up ahead, but please, baby, don't you look behind. So tell me, is it gonna be free energy forever, or just the same old grind? Singing, sweet land of the weary and the wild. Are we 1 year from the grave, or is this just the beginning? My Tangled fever dream, half a savior, half a liar. 250 summers and we're going higher. Singing, sweet land, going, going, going. The neighbors might be coming with a casserole or a gun. The kids are either screaming or they're laughing in the sun. Is the timeline coming undone, or is it coming in clear? The fireworks are blinding, but I'll keep on dancing here. And nobody can promise me that we're gonna make it to the light. So is it an awakening, or is this a knife in the night? So come on, brother, sister, stand up tall. Because guess what? Where we go one, we go all. If you can hear this from the other side, across this great quantum divide, don't get me wrong, now is the time to stay strong. So, with all of that, I'll say, God bless the USA! God bless the USA! Sweet land, going on. 250 years and it's going on and on the edge of a forever or the edge of being gone. Is it midnight? Is it morning? Is it ruining? Is it time to rise? 250 summers gone by. So just go on and tell me those sweet lies, the kind as sweet as these July. Going on and going on. Light up, light, light, higher. Sweet land's going on, going on. Sweet land, going, going, gone. So please, just know that we can still rebuild. We can still make something better.
What do you think of that?
I was gonna make me cry.
What do you think he was trying to say?
I think that if you watch that and you don't understand the message, then you need to watch it again. I can't say it with words. I'm gonna cry. He made me cry. He's talking about we just feel like we're at this point in our country where it's we could be about to enter into this golden age. And it's the part that got me was when she said, are the children crying or are they laughing? Because it just gave me a lot of feelings, and I can't really tell you exactly why. I just very much resonated with the message, and I thought even I didn't like that it was a little creepy how AI-ish the mouths were moving, but even how they were angry, the way they were feeling when they were saying God bless America, but they were ticked. It's just there's just been a lot in the last 6 years, and I just feel that video really, I don't know, art makes you I'm losing it. Good thing I didn't put makeup on. Art just makes you feel something. I can't explain it exactly.
It was art. I've seen it now 3 times, and
I'm losing it.
Go ahead and lose it. What did you think, Sunshine? Anything? You're not on the spot because you're the producer. You can talk if you want to.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, I a lot of the videos and stuff that was from what did you say, the 60s?
60s and 70s.
60s and 70s.
Actually, one of them had a date, July 70. I wonder if that's when he was born. Now, Kennedy died in 63, so it went back at least to then.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff, I think I was viewing it from more of like, in multiple different lenses of like an appreciation for the content, but also like, that is really crazy that AI was able to do that. Like, that just blows my mind. It sunk back in a lot of the AI stuff that you've talked about, where it's like the most truest thing that people used to be able to do is have a video of themselves or a video of somebody else. But I mean, that's a perfect example of how untrue that is now.
So you're thinking of it like a tech bro.
Yeah, and all the presidents, all the dead ones, they
came back. There was like if you couldn't see it, there's a little time area, and they could. And that is AI on display, but that art takes a human.
Right.
That shows the human element.
It wasn't just some crappy AI slapped
he
together in 30 seconds. It was very beautiful art, and even it was very intentional. The details were like she said something like, are we starting the morning or are we gone? And when she said gone is when Donald Trump walked through that. Because, he's been...
Right.
It was just it's definitely something that I would watch again, and it's the kind of thing that, like, makes me cry, and then I, like, have all these thoughts, and then I tell my husband, and he's like, it was just a video. You know what I mean? But it's fine.
Well, actually...
I don't want to throw him under the bus. Everyone thinks differently.
Well,
but
everyone looks at things... I appreciate what you're saying, because it had a large impact on me to see... Because I think, here's why for me, he was describing, especially, I'm 62, and you do think differently as you get older. And I resonated with a lot of that. A lot of that stuff was my lifetime. I mean, cars used to look like that, and that's what my life looked like.
That's what the pinup girls look like. It was pinup girls. Like, I'm trying to... I don't know. Why are they the ones singing?
I didn't care about the girls singing. I meant the real pictures.
Yeah,
Those
I know.
Are all
but
from my lifetime. And I don't know why he used the women. I'd love to ask him. I think they're iconic of all American people. So they are the ones asking the question. Plus, women are generally more vulnerable to whatever's going to happen. They have to handle it.
Yeah.
But they're also shown as strong here. But he seems to pull out everything. He pulls out the best of America, and he says, right now, I live in this best of America. I look at my history, but when I look ahead, I don't understand where we're going. I hope it's good. My neighbor could be bringing me a casserole, or she could be bringing a gun.
Yeah, that part really resonated with me, too, because, like, I feel like some people are just going to see that and be like, that was weird and goofy, but, like, that what he's trying to say is, like, how we've all been feeling. Like, since COVID happened, we see this ugly side of people, our own neighbors.
Yeah.
And so that part with the... I thought it was a knife, but maybe it was a gun. It's like...
There was both. One, at first she brought a gun.
It definitely brought up a lot of feelings.
So I liked also, for me, the most powerful moment was the God Bless America singing, and also when she slowed down and said, where we go one, we go all.
Yeah, that part made me cry too.
It was if the artist, I think it's a man, he was saying, we better get our crap together and get on the same page. Because you can't... Everyone can't have their own solution.
Yeah.
Because we'll just sink the whole boat. So, but here's the beautiful thing is that's happening now. And that's not being made by corporate America. That's being made, it is not being made really simply for consumption. Like superhero movies, they're made simply for consumption. That's why they make them, just to make money. No doubt that guy wants to make money and be famous. Who doesn't? But you could tell he was trying to say something, and he said it really well. Now I want to show you another kind of heavy thing.
Is that going to make me cry too? Because, I mean, it's fine. It's already happened.
No, I want to show you Spencer Pratt, who's made himself into...
Isn't he the one? He lost, right?
He lost in L.A., but he's made himself into the voice of freedom. And he made a video trying to talk bigger. He's talking about New York and all of America. So Spencer Pratt fights back.
Oh, I saw this.
You already saw it?
I saw something.
Okay, let's see.
I saw the article about it.
Oh, okay.
We all had to sit and watch that vile commie mayor sit on the wrong side of our founding fathers' desks to try and lecture us about our own history. Notice how the communist always attacks your history. The communist must attack your history. Why? Because history is what anchors you. It's what makes us attached to something. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. History breeds an almost irrational attachment to things, an attachment that is more powerful than anyone can imagine. Erasing history is how you demoralize people, how you unmoor them and detach them from their society so you can take it from them and rewrite it in your image. Think of your country like a home. What makes your home special? It's not the marble countertops or the expensive furniture or the fancy appliances. It's the memories you have there. That backyard is where we got married. That living room rug is where our son took his first step. Hey, don't touch that. That was his first teddy bear. It doesn't matter how torn and tattered that thing is. You will never get rid of it. And you will fight anyone who tries to take it away. Why? Because you have history with it. You ever buy a new home? Remember those first few months? Even the first few years there, it doesn't feel like home. It could be 1,000,000 times nicer than the crappy apartment you came from, but it doesn't feel like home for a long time because you don't have history there. It's easy to knock down some walls, change the floor plan. If you have no memories to attach you to it, it's just wood and drywall. Who cares? Get rid of it. Memories make it a home, even the bad ones. Hey, remember when Dad hit his head on the rafter in the attic and we spent all night in the ER? That's the avocado tree I fell out of and broke my first bone. Isn't it weird how even the bad memories make us cherish a place? It's not like we long for those bad times, but bad times are part of what makes us stronger, a part of what makes us who we are. How can you resent those memories without fundamentally resenting who you are? History is so important to humans that even bad memories anchor us to our home. And that's what the communist always starts with, the bad memories. Oh, we can get rid of that little story. We can knock down that statue. We can change the name of that street. That's a bad memory from our history. You don't want that memory hanging around. You're not a bigot, right? And slowly but surely, this wall comes down, then that wall gets sledgehammered. The rafter where Dad hit his head, that's gone. The rug where your son took his first step, that's gone. The gash in the wood floor where you stomped the glass on your wedding ceremony, that's gone and replaced with shiny vinyl planks. And now you've got a brand new home with no memories. Now what? Do you care what they do with it? Do you care what color they paint the walls? Nah. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I have no attachment to it. I have no memories with that. You love your home because of the memories you have there. And that's why the communist always must destroy your memories, destroy your history. If the communist wishes to take your home, he must first destroy your memory of it so he can erase your attachment to it and demoralize you. Mao destroyed what he called the four olds: old ideas, old culture, old customs, and old habits. If you call them olds, it makes them sound bad. You don't want that old thing. Get rid of it. But it is fundamentally human nature to cherish your history. We crave learning about our history, where we came from, who our ancestors were. That's human. But communism is an evil, anti-human religion, so it must destroy what makes us human. The communist destroys your history so he can take your home and rebuild it in his image. That's why it's your patriotic duty to celebrate today unashamed. It's okay to love America. Not only is it okay to love America, it's necessary to love America. We are the only bulwark against tyranny on this earth. When Europe descends into madness time and time again, it's our sons who cross the oceans to fight and die for freedom and human dignity. We don't let evil people destroy our history and rewrite it in their image. This is Independence Day. It's not just a number on the calendar. Don't say Happy 4th. That's commie gobbledygook.
No offense, but it sounds like some commie gobbledygook.
We say Independence Day. Today we celebrate the men who reclaimed a beautiful slice of this earth and claimed it for God, for the values of freedom and rugged independence. Our history is messy. Our history is violent. Yeah, it is, and that's why we love it. We aren't cowards. We don't turn our backs on the painful memories because they make us who we are. Be proud of our country. America is the birthplace of every great invention of the last 250 years. Like literally everything: airplanes, spaceships, internet, telephones. As a country, we are batting 1,000. Not only is it a miracle that this radical experiment in self-governance even survived past 1776, but we are the champions of the world. Be proud of that. Be proud of your history. Millions of your ancestors fought and died to preserve it. Commie Mamdani's ancestors never bled for this country. He has no history here, so he has no attachment to our home. He has no place to rewrite our history and lecture us about what our country stands for. So celebrate today. Show some American pride. Honor your history. Raise your flag. Raise a finger and say, this is our home and you can't have it. Today we celebrate our Independence Day. God bless America.
There's gonna be an explicit on this episode. As
No,
well.
no.
No, I know. She knows. She's
gonna fix him. All right. And that was the great Ray Charles singing there. Yeah. I love that. He's fighting back. And the people are fighting. The people are going to rise up in this country. There's no stopping us.
Yeah.
We're either going to take the country back, which is what I'm hoping for. And by take it back, I mean move it in the correct direction, not take it backwards. Or we're going to have a civil war. And I'm not for war at any kind, but we're going to divide if we don't, because you're not going to crunch people who have the internet, because now they can talk to each other and say, this is the truth. We're not putting up with this crud. What do you think? Any thoughts on that before we end with the French?
I was really moved by the video before, and it's hard for me to then just switch.
Oh, okay.
My biggest thought was him cussing, actually, because Zach and I have discussed this. Have you noticed that politicians cuss now? Like J.D. Vance tweets a cuss word?
Yeah, that's probably Trump's fault.
Yeah, I guess we were talking about whether or not that's good.
I don't think it's good.
He doesn't either. I thought it was, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think it's good. I don't think the crudity of our nation is as good. Now, I'd like to say I don't cuss at all, but I'd be lying every once in a while. But because it's the way people talk.
But I'm always thinking deeper about these things. I think the reason why maybe it could be good is because politicians lie. The face you see is not who they are.
That's a good point.
But when the first time I saw J.D. Vance tweet a cuss word, I thought he's being him.
Well,
he's being authentic.
I think you make a great point. That's a very good point too. I'd watched TV in the 70s, and no one ever cussed in the Brady household. Marcia didn't get pregnant. No one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought, this isn't real life.
Right.
There's nothing to do with real life. So you make a good point. I'm not going to die on that.
My husband says it's bad because it's the degradation of society.
I think I think I'm on both sides of the issue. I hate to be a wimp. I'm a beta male on that one.
It's not a big issue.
I'm a beta male on that one.
I mean, yeah, it was great. I agreed with
But
him.
I do want to say this to the French.
Okay.
I pick on France a lot. And maybe it's because I have this subconscious love for Britain over France, because that's where our country pretty much came from. We had to buy what the French had, Louisiana Purchase. And
they did help us, though, a little.
They definitely helped us at the end. Was it at the Battle of Yorktown, the end of the war?
Yeah.
But besides that really good move and fries, kisses. I don't know French kisses. I liked them when I was young.
I don't
like
want
French
to talk about
fries.
that to you.
I don't really like French kissing. I
heard that. Why? What? I heard that French fries are not actually from France.
I think French braids are nice.
I think I've heard that too.
But in any case, they also had the terrible French Revolution, which was stupid and made them a godless people, and Napoleon and all that.
People are
mess.
talking about it. Sorry,
and then after World War II, when we went and died on their shores and liberated them, they treat us terribly.
They do.
I think that's what ticks me off.
They're mean to us.
They are mean to us. They don't respect us.
They think they're better than us.
They definitely think they're better than us, and But that doesn't mean I don't like the French people. I actually do like the French people. It's the French as an idea that I don't like, because I actually have met people who are French and I like them, and my stepdad is a French Canadian, and from his
It's kind of different.
Well, not really. His parents spoke French, talked with a French accent, and had their relatives in France. But so it's not the nationality. It's not that. It's not the people. It's the idea of France is just a bad idea. I think they just
shouldn't exist.
They shouldn't exist. Make it a state. Make it a state. Change the name to something completely different, like ranch.
Yeah.
Instead of French, ranch. And then it'll be Ranch America. Okay, but nevertheless, we're going to end with, I'm going to give an homage to a Frenchman. We're going to end with the French. If you don't have a video, that's okay. You can hear this one. This is my French friend who visited the United States, who I think speaks truth. Actually, I don't know him, but he would be my friend if I met him.
I have found out why America is so great. And it is one thing and one thing only. Air conditioning.
Yes.
It is the greatest thing I have ever experienced.
Do they not have
It
that?
is hotter
I was
than
wondering.
Satan's butt
No,
crack
They don't have that.
out here. But what makes it bearable is the
He's
air
so
conditioning. I believe you need to add a verse to your national anthem that talks about air conditioning.
He is so right.
Americans are only scared of one thing,
Heat.
and that is being hot.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love it.
I can't believe they don't
Is
have air
it
conditioning.
something you have against being hot? Because the air conditioning, the ice in everything. Hello. Something that I figured out while being here is that ice makes everything better. Better. I am convinced Americans put ice in every drink.
Yeah.
The other day, I was out for breakfast, and I was at a cafe. I look over, and a man had ice in his milk.
That is.
Americans love ice so much. Le Titanic, non, le Titanic,
Oh, Titanic.
whatever you say. I believe the Titanic was out to get more ice. Here in Texas, I
That's
see
too
these
soon.
signs that say that some people want ice. I don't understand that, and then people tell me that ice will take me away. What is this?
I love that guy. Hey, commies hate air conditioning. You know about Mom Dami in New York City, right?
Yes.
That he made it so that they had to have their
78.
thermostats at 78.
By the way, do not edit that Frenchman at all, especially Satan's butt crack.
I was gonna ask.
Leave that in there. But I don't know if you know they're having a heat wave in France, and most of their places don't have air conditioning because they believe in this environmental wacko stuff.
Like New York City, where they have to have their thermostats at
But
78 degrees.
Yes, and yeah.
So it's communist to not
So
have air conditioning.
I just want you to know that any Frenchmen who want to have a personality and come visit, they can stay. They can come over. That guy can stay.
I love that guy.
I'll trade him for someone else.
I'll trade that guy for many people.
This may be our best episode ever because Mandy was here.
Because I was crying.
We should call it the feel good episode of the year. So anyway.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome. Love having you with me as a fill-in. You're awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I
All
love
What?
you.
I love you too.
I don't know how to end it.
After love, you got to say something
No,
you
like
love.
Christina always ends ours, so I don't have to.
What does she
awkwardly.
say?
She says, "See you next time."
Does she do that with her fist?
No.
See you next time.
I don't know. She always says the same thing.
Well, she always has a book. She's like,
There's like they
she
always
always got
say
a book.
the same
She's
thing.
always like,
I'm like this on the phone too. Like I'm like, okay, I got to go, and then they're like, okay, and then I'm like, bye. But then they might say bye at the same time. They're like, okay, bye. Just you got to end it.
okay,
He
we're
always does.
We're gonna end it like this. Okay, I love you. Bye bye.